All right, shade tree time again. And we under the shady cedar tree. It's supposed to be 102 today. So you got you a jet ski. Great. But it's got these raggedy looking mats on it. You got to get them off. So you're going to need your metal scraper. You've got to get the old mats off. It was actually much easier to scrape the two here than the rest of these. I'm supposing that these are original. So scrape them off. You're gonna have to clean up the residue of the sticky tape residue that's under them. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You drilled 3 rivets. You got one corner piece off. There's another rivet there. So this piece, this trim in the middle will slide out. I'm guessing there's going to be some more rivets in here. All right. Basically, I use these to get what's left of the rivet out after I've drilled it. And I grabbed that with these, slid that out of the channel, and there are 4 more rivets to drill out. So I got to do that next. Wire cutter's coming real handy to get those off. This had some sort of adhesive on the back of it and lots of dirt in there. So it was glued and riveted from what I could tell. There you go. And we'll just put new rivets back in. I've got to finish removing the rest of the mat. Yeah, take out your little Yamaha rooster tail nozzle. It's a 1/4 inch nut driver for the clamp. Pull the hose off the bottom. This was only finger tight. Slips through with the nut on the back of it. Take that off and remove the rest of everything. I'll use the wire wheel brush on the drill again, and then I'll use the adhesive remover would be best, but I don't have that, or it wasn't available. So I'm going to use a stripper and hope I don't strip too much paint with it. Okay, this stuff is working. Absolutely could never use this anywhere but outside. It's strong odors coming off of this. It's removing the glue quite nicely. But there is a bad, strong odor to it. So, and also I would suggest eyewear protection, boots, gloves, all that sort of thing. Although I'm not following those protocols myself, but you should. I'm going to try my best not to get this stuff on me. If you get it on you, you're going to know it. It'll burn. But this is working. You see, it's just taking that layer of glue up. I didn't put as much over here, but I need to put a little bit more. You got to put on a liberal amount, and then that glue residue will scrape right up off of there after a couple of minutes of having it sit. I just spread it on with this, poured it in a big glob area, and just spread it around. Gets the glue right off. One thing that I want to make note of is if you have a real pretty jet ski with a wonderful finish, you may not want to use a metal scraper, because if you come over here with these edges and you're not careful where you're scraping, you're going to scratch your finish with a metal one. So you may want to use plastic. This stuff worked pretty good for getting the glue off. Of course, I've still got to do both entire sides. I'm going to guess that's going to be just about enough in one of these cans. What is that, a 32 ounce? So that's a quart, I guess, for scraping this off. This is a 22-year-old jet ski with just a plain white finish, and it's obviously not perfect by any means. I would not do this on, say, if you had a metallic blue or a red or anything like that, that'll show. And you can see I've got a couple of little there, but I may be able to buff that out when I clean it. But you're going to scratch with a metal tool. So be aware of that. All right, we're still working on the XL800, getting all the gooey matte stuff off, and it is a job. I took some Dawn, cleaned it with that. I also use toilet bowl cleaner. Works really well for cleaning the hulls on these older jet skis, or just if they've been in the lake and you've got a lot of stains. Toilet bowl cleaner is fairly inexpensive and works very well for getting it off. I've had to do a whole lot of scraping, trying to get as much of the sticker residue off as possible, and I use acetone as the finishing. Of course, you want to use gloves when you're using acetone, but that's my finishing. And with acetone, once I get all the residue off, I've been doing a lot of scraping. I probably need some more of this to get the rest of this. It's just got a tackiness to it, and I want my fresh mats to stick. And like I say, I want to do a repair on this as well, because that's the most booger spot on this whole ski. I've got all my rivets exposed. Just getting the glue residue off is the most time-consuming part of this job. I guess you could do it without taking it all off, but I don't know how well your mats are going to stick and stay on. I want them to stay on, do the job right, and those mats will stay and last for a very long time. But so this is the next step. I skipped the washing step. I mean, that's a given. You've got to clean your surfaces. Clean them up. Dawn, I always use Dawn inside my hulls to get the grease out, because it's somewhat environmentally friendly. They use it on oil spills for animals, but I used it and finished with this. Then we'll stick our mats. Next step is to get your mats all lined up where you want to put them. Don't peel your sticking yet. And you can see where your old lines kind of were. And you want to use those to help line these new ones up and get them on there straight. Get all your angles right. Oh, and this is the easiest one, by the way. But I got this one on. The only issue, you'll have to find your rivet holes going through. But push them down really good after you've done your acetone cleaning, and get those on there. And repeat that for all the steps. For every mat. You're good to go. So there's the finished project. All new mats. It really improves the look of an old jet ski to have nice new mats and a new seat cover. You're always going to have little dings and everything on these older ones, but really just replacing the mats makes a huge difference in the aesthetic of the thing. And you see I had to use a couple of washers. You want to use stainless steel if at all possible, because when you drill these out, the ones that were on here, this tends to spin and it'll burn the plastic up. So throw a couple of washers behind your rivet before you go back in, and that'll take care of that. Pull it back on tight, because that mat goes underneath that trim, and there it is, all back together, ready to go. And this one will be ready for market soon. Thanks for watching Shade Tree Jet Ski. See ya.